Yes, people, welcome back to Sport Hub, and we've got a great stream, which was not expected, to be honest. But before we get into all of that, make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to become a member, you can for as little as 99p. So make sure you check all that stuff out in the description. Emojis, badges next to your name, all sorts down there. Now, guys, when I was doing my list sort of to myself of my prediction of the managers and in what order they'll be sacked, Tuchel didn't even make my top 15. I thought, if we're being real, this man has stood with the club against the issues with Ukraine and the ownership. He's then also provided stability. He's also then done the transfer quite well. I was like, surely there's no way he gets sacked. I mean, he's definitely got a bit of love there. The fans adore him. So yeah, he definitely can't be. Obviously, you got the likes of, Jurgen, Pep, and Ten Hag that I would have put in that bracket as well, and any other new manager as well. But Russ. I mean, it was a bit of nice to wake up to. I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, I was at work, and I actually got told by a colleague, and I genuinely thought it was just winding me up. I couldn't quite believe it, to be perfectly honest with you. I was just shocked. I was like, no, you're just winding me up, aren't you? And and then I opened my phone, and quite the shitstorm.
I mean, just in the group chat alone was enough to do it for you. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, is this guy away? But there are now major issues, and we're going to talk about just a manager. I'm going to just name one issue. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Oh boy.
It's a
issue. My. That issue alone. Luke is going to be buzzing for the next 9 months.
I mean, as we discussed already,
he is going to screw you over. He is literally, he's going to do you in.
Like, speaking from personal experience with Aubameyang, you're in for the time of your life.
I mean, me and Niall discussed this when the whole Aubameyang news was coming out, and I said at the time that my sort of only hope for Aubameyang was the fact that he has a very good relationship with Tuchel, and could Tuchel maybe get the best out of him again? And the answer to that question is sounding no.
It was more. It was a bit more. Tuchel wasn't given that time.
Well, yeah, I think Tuchel's definitely going to struggle now to get the best out of Aubameyang. I'll be honest.
You never know. Football
it's a shit
crazy.
Show. It's a really sort of awful time to sack him.
I've been saying Tuchel's going to get sacked for so long, like just because of Chelsea. Like I never actually thought it was going to happen. No. And then I woke up today and I checked my phone and I saw a tweet like from Charles saying Bowley's going to put himself in charge, and I was like, what's he talking about? Then I went on David Ornstein's account and I was like, surely not.
I honestly, like I said, when I got told this morning, I genuinely thought that my colleague was just winding me up. I was like,
when I was just scrolling through Twitter, I was like, oh wow.
The funny thing is, right? I think that most of these people who were tweeting about Tuchel out, I don't even think they really expected it to happen. You know what I mean? I think even most of them were quite shocked that it's actually sort of come to fruition.
Lansy has
no chill. Can we put like a fucking chain around him?
Lansy as always with his it's just absolutely.
I mean, do you know what? One thing I'll say in Tuchel's defense, yeah, realistically, how is his situation much different from what's going on at Liverpool? Like, Liverpool are shit.
It's exactly.
Liverpool are shit, and they've just got battered 4-1 in their first Champions League group stage game.
But do you know what? Those guys need humbling. So maybe a few really bad years under Jurgen Klopp is exactly what they need.
But isn't losing to us humbling, Mike?
Let's go back to what we're meant to be talking about and talk about Chelsea. More Russ about why has Bowie done this? Like, can you think of any normal reason why he might have tried or even done this? I don't.
I mean, I'd love to sit here and give you a long, detailed answer, but no.
Even Bowley doesn't know why he did it. He just did it because
I really don't get it. You know, there's been a lot of information coming out today. We don't know what's true yet and what's not. But
I sort of expect you to know it already.
Well, there's things coming out sort of saying that, you know, Bowley wants a fresh start with, you know, a long-term manager and blah blah blah. But it's just still the timing is so strange. Why would you back him for the entire summer and bring in all his targets? I mean, there's also sort of stuff going around today that some of these players were not Tuchel targets. Some of these were club targets that were sort of pushed on him. The Anthony Gordon links and the pressure to sign Anthony Gordon supposedly came from the board and not Tuchel. This was apparently Bowley's data analysts were impressed with Gordon, and that's why we were pushing.
This all sounds awfully familiar. RJ, does this remind you of a certain chief executive?
No, I'm completely oblivious by the scenario.
Yeah, maybe it's Todd Woodward. Maybe
mate, it's just brilliant.
It's very strange, and the timing is awful. You know, like I said, I don't understand why would you back the manager for the entire summer and then sack him a week after the window closes? I think he's had.
Well, so that's what happens when you have non-football people running football clubs.
You know, I don't know whether Bowley is just trying to sort of stamp down his authority and make a mark. And like I said, apparently he wants to start fresh. And
you wish Ryan Reynolds what you know.
There's talk of a manager being in place for the next sort of 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, no, I'd get
which
that.
Is fine. But I personally,
I
don't see the issue with that manager being Thomas Tuchel. If you wanted a long-term project, you've just done the hardest part, like the first year, the first big window with the manager. You know, now is the time to sort of put some trust in him and see what he builds. But
I bet Lukaku's buzzing right now.
We've fallen at the first hurdle.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't see how. I mean, Potter's a great manager, and you know already. You know, I've said it on here plenty of times. I love Graham Potter, and I think he's a very good manager. You know, I used to say he's underrated, and now I think a lot of people do rate him nowadays, and it's nice to see. And you know, I've got nothing against Graham Potter, and I think he might come in and do wonders with us. But it's very likely going to be quite a sort of long, tedious process, and I don't think Chelsea fans are quite ready for it.
Yeah, but I think Graham Potter is like probably the best replacement you can get for Tuchel. Like he already has the foundations built for a Potter team.
100%. You know, like I've already said. You know, you guys have seen it in the chat today. If we're replacing Tuchel with anyone, I think it has to be Graham Potter. You know, the last thing that I want to see is Pochettino. And
yeah,
don't get me wrong, I wouldn't turn my nose up at Zidane, but I think Zidane would turn his nose up at us and our current squad.
I think Potter comes in and does a job with a lot of these players. Like you look at how he sets up at Brighton with that 5-back, with the 3-back and wing backs. He's already got one of his former players in Cucurella there.
Yeah.
He's got Reece James, who's one of the best wing backs in world football. You know, he's got players like Jorginho and Kovacic. You know, he has the foundations there. He just needs maybe like even in January, considering January is going to be a way more active window because of the World Cup.
There are rumors that he's going to be given some money to splash in January.
Exactly, that's what he needs, really. Like even one window will be a good start.
Well, yeah, exactly. He needs a chance to at least sign some players that he wants. But yeah, no, like I've said for a long time, you know, I'd love to see what Graham Potter could do with a decent squad. You know, which is why me and Niall both said that we'd love to see him take over as England manager. But I think Chelsea fans, they do need to keep in mind.
I fear with the Chelsea job is with Potter, I feel that he's the type of manager that builds something. I can see a Potter building something like Klopp did or Fergie did. I can sort of see him emulating that sort of success. Therefore, totally inappropriate for the Chelsea job because you're never given the chance unless this is going down a completely different era and this is the way Todd's going to go down and he wants that manager to be there for 7 years and build something, then it doesn't make sense. So it depends on if we're seeing a transition from strategy of the Abramovich era, which is sack to get success, to a different era that we've seen the Uniteds, the Liverpools, the Arsenals go down.
Well,
have one
this is the message.
This
is the message that's being put out by Bowley and his goons is that, you know, they want a long-term manager and they want a long-term project that's, you know, sustainable. But I mean, like I said earlier, I personally I don't understand why Tuchel couldn't be that long-term manager and that long-term project.
Well, apparently there was some concerns from Todd's side that Tuchel wasn't doing a lot of the sort of more boardroom sort of jobs.
Also, does anyone not see the massive hypocrisy in Todd Bowley's plan of wanting a long-term manager but wanting to sign Ronaldo as his marquee player?
This is the problem.
38, 37.
The things that are coming out are basically that Bowley wanted to sign Ronaldo and Tuchel didn't. Well, I'm not being funny, but you're just the owner at the end of the day, and he's the manager. He's the one who's in charge of the team. He's the one who has to put out a lineup and dictate how they play. If he turns around and says that this player is not going to fit my system, well, then who knows better than him? You know, I don't understand why Todd Bowley seems to think that he knows better than Tuchel. I don't even think that it is that he knows better than Tuchel. I think that, you know, Ronaldo is the biggest, shiniest toy in football, isn't he? So as an American owner who, you know, comes in and looks at that situation and goes, well, Ronaldo, who wouldn't want Ronaldo? He's Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, it's that, like I say, he's that big, shiny toy, isn't he, that you can go, look what I did. I brought us Ronaldo. But at the end of the day, if the manager doesn't want him, the manager doesn't want him. It's as simple as that, you know. And I don't get it. And as for him talking about, you know, Tuchel not sort of wanting to get involved enough upstairs, well, that's not his job, is it? If you want someone to be involved upstairs, hire a director of football. Don't expect the manager to be able to do that.
I think Tuchel mentioned it at some point, the absence of Petr Cech, and how hard that had hit Tuchel, because obviously it meant that Tuchel had to sort of do both of those jobs. So it has been mentioned that they did need to get someone in, and when you're director of football for your first transfer window under a new owner is the owner, oh boy, you are in for a rocky ride. And that is definitely how your summer went, because there was absolutely zero. I know I criticised United's transfer business over summer of not having a plan. I mean, they had a plan that didn't sign anyone until right at the end for ridiculous amounts of cash. You lot, on the other hand, were just throwing money around like it was just growing on trees and just signing every Tom, Dick and Harry. And I was like, and why are you buying that player? Okay, and what about that position? Okay, so you've bought 17 centre-backs, but you might also want a strike? No? You've just let Werner go. Any striker? No. Oh, Aubameyang. That's your eyes.
Well, there you go. You know, the reports on deadline day that we'd put a 90 million euro proposal to Leipzig for Guardiola. You know, I mean, great. He's a great player, but we were desperate for a midfielder, and we're offering 90 million euros for another centre back. You know, and I understand he's a great player. You know, I wouldn't have a problem with us buying him. But
you'd
prioritize.
Your centre backs would potentially in one game cost you about 250 million.
I know.
Can I just say quickly,
the Brighton starting 11 in some games is not even more than 25 million. Just let that sink in, just for a second. Just for a second, let that sink in.
Which is why I am excited to see what Park can do with our players.
Yeah, I will let you do this one. So Dylan says, Luke, were you always Arteta in, and does he get sacked if he doesn't get top 4?
I'm just gonna answer this because I gotta go now. But this video sums up how I feel about Mikel Arteta.
We cannot replace him.
There you go. That's how I feel about Mikel Arteta. If he doesn't get top 4, realistically,
I can answer the first half of that question for you if you want, Luke.
No, you're a good lad. Don't you worry.
I think we all know what the answer is.
To be fair, there is multiple
to clarify,
videos
Dylan, Luke was definitely not always Arteta in.
I don't think any Arsenal fan was.
But no, but then again, exactly. That wasn't exactly unusual at the start of his tenure, was it? You know, there was a million Arsenal fans out there.
There's multiple videos on this channel. There's multiple videos of me on this channel, and I'm not Arteta in either. So
do your research, lads. Do your research.
Might have to get Niall to delete them. No footprint. Anyway, I'm jumping off, but Tuchel to Madrid soon come when Ancelotti retires. We'll be back. Watch this space right here.
It makes sense. Cheers for coming on, mate.
Catch you later. I mean, and that to me is
nothing
Do you want me to kick you out instead? There you go.
Oh yeah.
That is one of the other frustrating things as well, is knowing that, you know, I think wherever Tuchel goes, he's going to absolutely smash it, and it's going to be super depressing.
If Argyle need to get rid of Steven Schumacher and need a replacement, Thomas Tuchel is my number one target.
No, I can confirm to you, lad, that you're way too optimistic about that.
Yeah, you had United in third, lad. Don't talk to me about optimism. Right.
Yeah, where are we now? We're now. That's 2 top leagues. Yeah, you're not saying anything now.
Shut up, RJ. Liverpool are not a top team, and nor is Arsenal anymore. Right. I wanted to talk a little about this question that Dylan had, which is Chelsea ain't making Champions League. I mean,
that's not much of a question, but
yeah, more of a statement.
But yeah, okay, let's discuss that statement then. But no, the reason I want to talk about that is because in an era when you have got a Liverpool side under Jurgen Klopp going through what I can only assume is some minor issues within certain departments, then you've got Chelsea who have got multiple major issues within multiple departments. And then you've got a United team that are like, we don't really know what we are, but hey-ho, we're still here. And Ten Hag is just clearly a magician. You've got a City side who are probably like, I think we're going to win we keep dropping points. Arteta's like, boys, we've got a chance here, but we've got to win our next game. Shit, we've lost. And you see, so basically what I'm saying is, you're going to win the league.
Okay.
Russ has gone to sleep.
But Russ, I'll just say that.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I mean,
whoever you do bring in, obviously it's going to be tough, but at the same time, you have to understand that you will play more entertaining football, I guess, to be fair. You can't really get more depressing than Thomas Tuchel's football. Oh, sorry, you can actually. You can. There's Sam Allardyce, who I think I'd rather never watch the sport again than watch his football. So yeah.
Tell me you didn't watch the Van Gaal days without telling me you didn't watch the Van Gaal days.
Oh no, I did. I just don't like mentioning it. I mean,
that's clearly a lie, because if the worst football you mentioned Van Gaal at United, you clearly were not
Jose for me was what nearly fucking.
Yeah, but Jose had Jose has charisma. I can happily watch 90 minutes of Jose ball, knowing that press conference is going to be 3 minutes of pure gold, and I am going to love life. So that is why we do this as fans. We often wonder why we subject ourselves to 90 plus minutes to Jose Mourinho ball. And it is mainly because of the interviews, because with that charisma, and Tuchel had that. And that's not something that you have in a lot of managers, and in the Premier League, I would say Pep has it, Jurgen has it, Ten Hag has it, Tuchel had it, Conte has it, Arteta has it, to be fair to him. Probably that's about it. You'd argue then, you can argue the likes of Potter and Brentford's manager and all of that, but really the top six, all of them had charisma or have charisma. Can a Graham Potter come in and project himself? Because the reports are widely reported that it looks like it's going to be Potter. Come in from Brighton and sort of impose himself on this team and go, this is what we're going to do. And will he be able to have that charisma as a manager where he's under a lot more pressure or scrutiny?
I think, it doesn't matter, does it? The results are what really matters at the end of the day. Whether he's charismatic or not is irrelevant. If he comes in and we start winning, nobody's going to give a shit at the end of the day. Whether or not he's entertaining it in press conferences, and I think as long as he comes in and we start playing good football and he gets results, then I don't think it's going to matter. To be perfectly honest with you, I mean, like you say, I don't think he's not as charismatic as he's not going to be a Jose Mourinho or a Thomas Tuchel, but. Like I said, as long as the football's good, I don't think people are going to be bothered. I think that's what's going to matter.
Yeah, but can you get good football when your central midfield options are Kovacic, Jorginho, and Conor Gallagher? Well, I don't care what man. Are you serious? Like you must be on something. That Conor Gallagher, that boy is. Conor Gallagher's officially proven he is not top 4 player, mate. He's just officially.
No, I think he was used.
McTominay is better than him, like
Gallagher. I think Gallagher was used completely wrong by Tuchel, to be honest with you.
Well, a few more comments. Lanty says Carcarella in for a shock when Potter rocks up for training. It could well be, yeah. Dylan says Arteta finished 8th and 5th. What a tactical genius. Big up to Ravi. What's going to happen to Tuchel is not getting maximum results. That's true. Big Samble isn't bad when the Stockholm Syndrome sing. I really, really do not understand that comment from Dylan. Not a clue, and absolutely not a clue. Has no idea what. Yeah, you'd be absolutely correct there. Todd is not he was realistic. He never wanted Tuchel in charge. He wants his own people. Charl, I thought Chelsea were after the bridge was saved. No. I mean, Charl is probably
another quick point as well, right? This was another thing that I was talking about on Twitter today, right? Ravi's just reminded me by talking about him never wanting Tuchel in charge. We 3 weeks ago, just over 3 weeks ago, there was literally news that we were considering offering Thomas Tuchel a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
Todd Bowley was apparently going to reward Thomas Tuchel with a 4-year contract that would see him stay at the club until 2026. How do you go from a 4-year contract to sacked in the space of 3 weeks?
Well, two possible options. One, that reporter has no idea what he was talking about and has literally just exposed himself for being a complete donkey on the world stage. Or Todd did what I do in Football Manager, which is make a decision and then instantly regret that decision. So I look to move the player on in the same window. It's the only thing that I can think of.
It just sort of screams of just sort of indecision, doesn't it? Of just sort of just going with the flow, and he's just. I feel like it just feels like he's sort of guessing at this point. It's sort of, how should I run a football club?
It sounds like he's going for the vibe. It's clearly all about vibes for Todd. Now, I remember vibes.
He's just sort of running on fumes. He's just.
And I remember Vibes FC basically being Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United. So surely Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be perfect for Vibes FC Chelsea edition.
That's exactly what I said. I said that, and he knew.
Russ, would you? In all seriousness, would you
just to clarify as well? Tuchel confirmed that his representatives were in talks with Todd Bowley's representatives over a new contract. That was actually confirmed by Tuchel.
Oh, jeez.
So,
that's a bit too late.
How do you go from offering someone a 4-year deal to you're sacked in the space of 3 weeks? And this is what I mean when I say it just feels like he's just running on vibes. I just don't think he's got a clear sort of. I don't think he has a sort of clear game plan of what he wants to do with the club. And it's just sort of day to day.
Would you take Ollie? Would you take Ollie in charge for Vibes FC Chelsea edition?
Jeez, I love to see that.
I don't think that I can sort of put this out on YouTube with adverts. To be honest with you,
can't wait for the backstage, lads.
The
if you're a member, you will be able to see what happens next, lads.
The polite answer is no. I would very much not like to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Chelsea, and the same goes for Pochettino. To be perfectly honest with you, I think.
Unfortunately,
there was a reason.
So he does.
To be fair. There was a reason why I was bringing Ollie up, because you can link Ollie and Poch together quite easily because they're basically inseparable. If you know from the multiple transfer windows that those two have been in talks that one was going to take the other's job. Normally,
you could also
taking Ollie's job on 2 occasions.
You could also link them together and sort of, I can't remember what those charts are called, but shit managers.
That's a bit harsh.
I thought they're both good for developing young talent, just maybe not the attitude.
I just think Pochettino is for me like the most overrated manager. I really do.
Well, no, but if you think they were both really good at developing youngsters, but for both of them, the youngster they picked had terrible attitude. Poch picked Dele Alli. And obviously got a Solskjaer who makes the Greenwood, didn't he? So, for the moment, we can't speak of that one, but attitude doesn't maybe sound amazing. So it's always
that one.
It's always good to see. Well, I was just basically saying it's always good to see.
You could have picked any other player, but no, go ahead.
I mean, so could Ollie, but.
That's good. So why not Sean Dyche at Chelsea? I think that's a great move.
Why not Sean Dyche? Because if you think that Tuchel was bad, if you think Tuchel, was called a terrorist, could you imagine Dyche ball at Chelsea? Could you imagine fans would crucify him?
Yeah, I mean, Deichball.
I can't even begin to imagine it.
Well, I can't remember if it was put in our group chat, but when Sean starts on his first day and walks up to Mark Cucurella,
I put that in
and goes name and position, and he goes Mark Cucurella, left wing back. He's like, your name is now Mark Cook, and you're a left back or something. It was just like, yeah, that is it. You would literally 4-4-2, do not move. Or Aubameyang, far too much playing, mate. Tone that right.
Could you imagine? Walking into the dressing room. You, what's your name? Boomerang. You, put the fucking ball in the net.
Oh, it would be absolutely hilarious. Him and Aubameyang would be, that would be a duo I would love to see.
You imagine Aubameyang bowling into the dressing room in his fucking Gucci tracksuit with his, giant Beats headphones on, 6 gold chains, pulls up in the parking lot in his fucking gold wrapped Lamborghini. Sean Dyche just pulls up next to him in his Jeep and his bellies.
Yeah, I mean, it would certainly be a culture shock in waiting for Aubameyang. That's for sure. Training would be interesting as well for a lot of those players. I'm not sure the training methods.
I think from the outsider point of view, it'll be the most entertaining thing we've seen in the last probably 10 years.
Oh yeah, from an insider point of view.
Not for me.
Well, yeah, but you're not an outsider. You're you support the club.
No, I don't think I'd enjoy it.
Yeah, if you're an outsider and not a Chelsea fan, that would be hilarious. But yeah, as a Chelsea fan, it'd be awful. Now you are forced to either have Ryan Lowe or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as your new manager. What's your choice? Oh, I'll take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer every day, mate. Not even difficult.
Ryan Lowe at Chelsea.
Not difficult, mate. Reasons being, I'm currently in League One, so maximum for the next 5 years we're either League One or the Championship, and I think Ollie would be world class in either division. Easy question. Ryan Lowe, just dodgy person, and we don't have cleaners anymore because of him. Moving swiftly on again.
Just for Plymouth, obviously, I know we don't want to stay on this topic, but by any chance, do you have a tall Scottish midfielder in your squad and a small Brazilian midfielder in your squad by any chance? Because you may probably see them play a lot if that ever happens, of course.
The Brazilian, no, I don't think we have a Brazilian unless Battling Mumbo has become Brazilian for whatever reason. And Scottish player, no.
To be fair, that'd be pretty tough on a Scottish player going from the top of Scotland down to the bottom of England. To be fair, that's a bit rough.
It has been done. It has been done, but different entirely if you want to talk on the history of Argyle. But let's talk about the history of Zinedine and Zidane and the 101 reasons why he would take us.
Why he would what? You cut out then.
Why he would say no. Why
wouldn't he? The weather, the players.
I think he's. This is going to sound a bit insulting, but I think he's a bit of a fair weather manager. I don't think he's. No, but you must understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's not taking over a struggling side and trying to sort out this mess at Chelsea, is he?
No,
he's a Real Madrid PSG kind of manager, isn't he? I think he wants, a polished up squad ready to go, ready to win stuff. And I'm not convinced that our squad is ready to win anything right now.
Yeah, I can confirm your squad is not out for winning nothing.
No, I agree.
Not even the Conference League. I genuinely think Jose's Roma gets relegated down there just to beat, genuinely.
But never say never. I don't think anyone thought we were ready to win anything when we won the Champions League, to be fair.
Yeah, but I don't think you're getting someone in with the caliber of Thomas Tuchel.
This is my whole issue with him is that
you're going to get
anyone that we bring in. Pretty much anyone that we're gonna be able to bring in is going to be a downgrade on what we had.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
And
I mean,
I blame
look,
Archie.
even you know,
Yeah,
as much
you too,
as I love Graham Potter, and I've said this plenty of times.
Yeah.
You know, I rate him highly. Do I think he's a better manager than Thomas Tuchel? No, probably not. To be perfectly honest with you, he's a good manager, but I don't think he's an upgrade on Thomas Tuchel.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it would appear that Velv is quite upset in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why he would be upset.
Why? What's going on, Velv? Just why? What's going on?
Yeah.
Why are you upset? Have I missed something?
I hate my team. Clock out. You start Milner. You got to go. Bring me Tuchel.
Oh, could you imagine
That's
if
telling
Klopp
them to
gets
do
sacked and Tuchel goes to Liverpool?
Why did we sign Arthur if we didn't use him? But his average, he doesn't start for you anyways. Well, look, I think the situation is Klopp must leave. Tuchel, in you come. And Russ here would be
if that
off
happens,
Twitter.
Yeah, I'll delete everything, not just Twitter.
Imagine Liverpool taking Mo Salah and Tuchel off you. That'd be a tough one to swallow, wouldn't it?
Mo Salah. Oh right, yeah. No, I don't. He wasn't really our player, was he anymore? That was been and gone.
He was on your. He was. He did have you.
Yeah, but Roma took it. Roma took him from us, not Liverpool.
Oh yeah, but he ended up at Liverpool, making you look fairly silly.
Look, at the end of the day, right? When we had him, he was decent, but he wasn't all that. You know what I mean? I actually remember Salah at Chelsea, and the few games that he played for us at sort of right wing. And I remember thinking at the time, you know, oh, he's very pacey, and doesn't look like a bad little player. But I was never blown away by him during his time at Chelsea. And you know, there was what makes me laugh is there's all this sort of outrage now. Every time anyone looks back at it, how could we sell him? Blah blah blah. You know, nobody was outraged at the time. Nobody gave a shit when we sold him to Roma, right? If he was that amazing at Chelsea, where was all the outrage at the time when we sold him? There wasn't any, you know. And I think that says it all. It's all good and well, you know. Looking back, you know, hindsight is 20/20 and all that. You know, it's in the past, isn't it? You know, he was at our club, and he wasn't all that when he was at our club, and he developed his game, and he's done brilliant since. Fair play to him, but I can't sit here and say that, you know, we shouldn't have sold him, because at the time, you know, he wasn't the player he is now.
Yeah, well, you know. That was just a lot of deflecting, really. But moving on, who do you want to take over? So now we're all going to get to answer this. So I'll start us off. So who I would like over Chelsea Football Club is in fact Steve Bruce. I think his style of play would be beautiful to watch at Stamford Bridge. I could imagine fast food at Cobham being a reality quite quickly. I can imagine Stamford Bridge being up in arms when Steve trying to coach a football team. Steve Bruce is who I would go for, because I think it would be an outstanding. I think it would be outstanding. But RJ, who would you like to take over Chelsea Football Club? I've set the bar high with Steve Bruce. I've really dragged him out of the cesspit.
Obviously, you know, you have to go for a manager who's going to be down to the wire, going to be serious with all the players, not take the piss. Obviously, fight in any weather.
Not like you two then.
What?
I said not like you two then.
Obviously, the man I think Chelsea should get is Mr. Sean Dyche himself. Survived in the Premier League with a Burnley side that, let's be real, no manager would ever take. Obviously, he still survived and then got relegated, and then Burnley paid the price for selling him. So, and they got relegated. So, like I said, obviously he doesn't play nice, but I mean he plays the way he needs to play to get the 3 points. And I think for a short term, obviously you're not looking for a long term because let's be real, Chelsea managers have a lifespan of about 18 months, right?
You have to stop. You have to stop for the first 30 seconds when it sounded like it was a joke. It was hilarious, but after that, when it started, it sounded like you were serious. Oh my god, it's
no, I have been serious.
You
I'm
have
not
to stop.
I'm joking.
My lungs cannot do this.
Where were all these calls for Sean Dyche when you sacked Ollie?
You really think Sean Dyche would love here in Manchester? Like, come on.
I think that would be perfect for him, to be honest with you.
He's more of a London guy, I've heard.
He can get a nice kebab on the weekend.
Lindsay,
I heard he
says it would be John Terry. John Terry is a terrible. But so Russ, you've in the first two ones you've had Steve Bruce and the Sean Dyche. I'm guessing the caliber of manager you're looking.
If you two are done taking the piss, okay, I can give you my answer.
I can confirm definitely.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna come as a shock to anyone that I want Potter. I only want Potter. If we have to get someone, and the only person that will remotely make me feel slightly better about sacking Tuchel is
I read that comment.
It is Potter.
Sean Dyche will see the price of pints in London and reject.
Exactly. He's a Manchester man.
Steve Bruce.
He doesn't want to be running around London with £7 pints and hipsters everywhere.
Yeah, Steve Bruce also probably.
He wants to be in Manchester, where on a Friday night you can have a kebab and a fight and go home and smash his missus.
Maybe you never know. Just
to clarify, before we get into any legal problems, when I say smash his missus, not in a big sense.
I don't know if that makes it sound any better. But moving swiftly. That comment from Lindsay, I'm not putting it out, but that comment is I just despair sometimes. And then you've just got Valve putting Milner's stats up. It's just
Yes, in answer to you, Lindsay, yes, you can call me Voldemort because I'm only interested in Potter.
Oh no.
If there was, like I said earlier,
I'm not putting that comment. That's hilarious.
I'd happily take Zidane, but like I said, it's unrealistic. I think in terms of realistic managerial signings, it has to be Graham Potter.
Is there any underrated shouts that people are not saying that you think that should have a chance?
Well, my underrated shout was always Graham Potter, but now it seems that people are sort of finally picking up on the fact that he is actually a really good manager. Me and Niall have been saying this for the past year and a half, like, how great he is. But
I did say that people would one day realise he is fantastic, but
I don't know. I mean, in terms of available managers, there's not that many, and I don't see that many managers that are going to leave their clubs at this point in the season to come to Chelsea. Realistically, I think I think they said there was a 4-man shortlist. We don't know, obviously, who all 4 of them are, but 3 of them are supposedly Zidane.
Sport Hub is suggesting maybe Gareth Southgate if you're wanting to stay at 3 of the back.
And you said I would take the piss with Sean Dyche. Come on.
That might be worse than Sean Dyche and Steve Bruce, to be fair.
Really? Like, come on. I might as well chuck in, I can't even think of his name. The Irish manager is this way, to be fair, for jokes.
I mean, if our shortlist included Sean Dyche, Steve Bruce or
Kenny.
Gareth Southgate.
Come on, Stephen Kenny.
I think Bowley should just sell the club now.
Oh, that would be. I would love to see Chelsea fans for the day that Steve Bruce or Sean Dyche is holding
Russ.
Chelsea shirt as manager.
Genuinely,
Lancy says Chelsea should get.
No, don't go Allegri. Shite. Right, this is what I was saying. This question actually.
I don't think it would happen either, to be honest with you.
Would you take
Also
Bielsa?
No. I saw this being touted around earlier. I do not want Bielsa. No. It's just a question. But I'm saying I saw this being sort of touted around on Twitter earlier, this Bielsa idea. And no, I don't want Bielsa. I think his tactics are outdated. Great. His teams run a lot and they attack. That's brilliant. Could you imagine setting out this Chelsea side as a Bielsa squad? Would get destroyed. He'd have
want to see
10 players in the attacking third, and fucking Conor Gallagher's the last man back, ready to take a red card every game. It's just a match made in hell, to be perfectly honest with you.
Fair enough.
From a neutral's point of view, it would be beautiful to watch, though.
We'd have people on Twitter every game going, "Oh yeah, but our forwards ran 26 miles." Brilliant.
Imagine bringing Patrick Bamford as well, like as your striker. That'd be hilarious.
Can you imagine Bielsa trying to get Aubameyang running 16 kilometers in training?
Absolutely brilliant. Brianna commented, just not go up on screen, but you cannot link that Burnley signing Cornet. Burnley being relegated, you cannot connect those two. That's disgraceful. Liverpool dull as dishwater for sure.
We'll take Rafa.
I'm still waiting for the Rafa Benitez and.
I was going to ask that. Rafa Benitez.
Yeah, I'm surprised that no one's mentioning him yet. Considering the amount of players that we were linked with all summer, I assumed that we'd be linked with fucking every manager under the sun. To be perfectly honest with you.
Well, I was going to go a little. Sort of off course a little bit in terms of other manager options. The first one is Wenger and Eriksen. I think he would do a wonderful job with your Chelsea team. It would be a beautiful thing.
Is this stream coming to an end? Is that what's happening now? Are we running out of stuff much? Are we going to talk about suspending Wenger and Eriksen?
But I am of course taking the piss.
By any chance, no joking, would you take Ronaldo as a player manager?
I wouldn't take Ronaldo as a player manager, as a friend, as an employee of any kind.
Look, you want Champions League football, lad. You want Champions League football? Do anything for it.
I just don't want him, to be perfectly honest with you. And I can completely understand why Thomas Tuchel didn't want him either. I have a horrible feeling, though, now that Tuchel's gone, Bowley's going to be gunning for Ronaldo in the January transfer window. No matter what manager he brings in, he's just going to go, I got you, Ronaldo.
And United are going to be like, please sit down, let's do business.
United are going to be like, take him right now. Here's the contracts.
United will be like, so
£5 and a Twix is yours.
Chelsea will be like, so we know. Well, Chelsea will just
I'll be honest,
we know your manager.
I don't think Ten Hag wants him. I think it's a case of the club want him just for his value in general that he brings to the club. I don't think Ten Hag wanted him. I don't think Ten Hag wanted to keep him.
That's what I'm saying. They'll literally be like, well, we want want to keep him, but Ten Hag has said that he ain't going to play him, and he's very adamant on that.
The sad thing is, right, is that I don't think the manager wants him there, and he doesn't want to be there himself. So it's just sort of, he's just being held hostage by the hierarchy at the club. To be honest with you,
RJ does impact on him there, so maybe he's staying for RJ.
Maybe. Buying for my own.
And Sir Fearabush says he wouldn't take Ronaldo as a friend. Bullshit. I don't know if you know much about Ronaldo's personal life, but I don't think you'd want him as a friend either. I'm not going into too much detail on this channel right now, but he doesn't come across as the nicest person.
But what do I say? I think for Ronaldo, especially this season, the fact that there's not really any available strikers this summer, really, when you realistically think about it. You look at Martial, he's injury prone. I think just for Ronaldo, we just need to keep him for this summer, and maybe next summer when we're looking for a new one, we might left him off.
Really will make Kepa manager.
Maybe
Kepa has got experience. Kepa's got experience. He's got big game experience.
He's managed Chelsea. He's managed
one
Chelsea.
of the highest levels. In a Carabao Cup final, managed Chelsea.
Exactly. He's managed Chelsea in a cup final. That's an impressive.
His leadership will go down extremely well, and his no nonsense, shall we put it, is probably going to go down well with the fans, wouldn't it, Russ? Kepa for manager. Problem solved.
I think, like you say, he's got experience. He's managed a big team in a cup final. He's like you say, no nonsense kind of manager. He's not taking shit from anyone. Does what he wants.
Absolutely.
It could go well for us.
It's definitely one. It's definitely one that could go one of two ways, couldn't it? I would take.
I don't think he's allowed there.
Oh my fucking God.
Lads, he does spending time at border control something you think you'd enjoy?
Why would you say that, Russ? Oh, come on. You say that.
Just a question. Just a general question.
Very specific, if you ask me, but maybe it's just me.
I have seen it, Valve, but I just felt that.
Please tell me what you said. Please tell me it was another shit excuse. Was the grass dry?
It wasn't. No.
The other team was wearing blue.
Was it windy today?
Oh no, it's always windy in Liverpool.
He couldn't put on 12 players apparently. That's what I've heard.
Were the lights really bright?
I cannot remember one counter pressing situation. But that was the comment. There was nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
I literally just saw the fourth goal. Trend is just so shite. Oh my lord. That is, or third goal.
He's technically the Peter Griffin of soccer. Ever call it soccer ever again, and I may have to ban you from the channel.
Too late. I'm doing it now.
You are not RJ. I will head right in. But Russ, give us some final thoughts before we wrap up.
Just sadness. Essentially, is what I'd like to convey this evening. Just lots and lots of sadness, and a bit of astoundment. I just don't really know what to say anymore about this club. It's just sort of blows me away, some of the shit that we do. This was this one sort of takes the cake, to be honest with you.
Oh, for sure. Nice.
But
nice.
hopefully things work out with the new manager, but I'm pretty gutted about Thomas right now, to be perfectly honest. But I'm just gonna have to take it on the chin because it's done now. So
he's gonna start crying in a second. So Liverpool versus Chelsea will be the worst football match of the season.
I mean, it very well could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past both teams to be Well, can we start awarding points for?
I mean, there's a meme of two people fighting each other. I won't go into much details, but I think that meme might apply this Chelsea game.
Well, I just think maybe we could just tweak the rules to make it slightly more interesting. So if you shoot and you get it off target, you get 1 point, and then if you score a goal, you get deducted a point. Therefore, I think we'll see quite a high-scoring game.
Yep. No, I do see that. Yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, it's such an odd time to sack him, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I really just it's mental.
Like, I would say I'm surprised, but then again, your manager lifespan is about 18 months, so I'm not really at this point.
No, I mean, I get that, but that was a completely different ownership, so.
But clearly, Bowie likes the way it was going.
I mean, like, yeah. But I mean, I don't think anyone particularly saw this coming, really. I mean, I know there was a lot of people who were starting to sort of question the manager, and there was some fans that wanted him out, but I don't think anyone saw it happening now, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's true. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there. I don't think there's really much else we can talk about nor say. And I've got things to do. But we'll be back tomorrow. RJ, Matt, you're doing the combat show. So
I will be tomorrow. I'll tell you what's the story for that. Unfortunately.
Unbelievable, guys. The commitment from RJ there is just not there, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah. Shut up, you. Shut up. You too much time.
We'll discuss this privately, RJ. Where I'm sure Luke will be first to acknowledge. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, basically, RJ, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, just provide Jaguar on all channels, all over social media. You can find me on the Combat Show. We don't know what day we're doing this week, but we'll sort of let you all know. And yeah, next week, hopefully we're having a big episode, so make sure you do stay tuned for that.
Yeah. More emotions. Yeah. Russ, are you going to be able to tell the people where to find you? And Thomas
you can find me bitching about Chelsea on Twitter at CFC_Russ and on this channel, and that is the only two places you will find me.
Yeah. I saw you on another side that was plus 18, so we can't discuss.
Yeah, no, I can't do that up here, obviously. I don't plug that on this channel.
I have to go, unfortunately, so
I'll send you a link.
I can't be associated.
Right. Anyway, we are going to wrap out there, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace out.